What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about Game Pass's Ultimate and Game Pass different subscription tier price increases from the perspective of some of the customer responses that I've been seeing here on Twitter, some on YouTube. By and large, I'm a little surprised because I'm one of those people who I'm all about the value for dollar. I sit here and I calculate how it's cheaper to build a gaming PC on the long term compared to buying a console. And we look at it in all the different dollar categories that we can with subscriptions, the cost of games compared to PC. I mean, just extensive math that I've been doing all over the internet talking about this stuff. But what's really surprising is a lot of people don't really give a hoot if Game Pass is going up by a few dollars. I mean, literally, I was shocked. In fact, I canceled my own Game Pass subscription, but I see that a lot of people, they are not really perturbed, nor are they bothered by it. So this kind of got me to thinking, why are people not really perturbed? Now, I know the value proposition that Game Pass has. I've made multiple videos talking about how if you come and look on Game Pass and you look at the number of games that you have access to, $20 a month is not crazy at that point. If you even look at, most importantly, not even just the games. I know, we can look at the games and some people will tell you, I'm not really interested in the games that they have here, which is fine. However, the fact that you can get a lot of these games day one on Game Pass is where I think Game Pass's paramount value stands. So that particular proposition of being able to get yourself, in some cases, a AA game for $49.99, which that will be its launch price. You can get maybe 4, 5, or 6 of these over the course of the year, right? Just these games alone already pay for Game Pass. That's just the AA titles that come out at $50. And I see people, basically pointing to this and saying, yeah, this is kind of why we subscribe to Game Pass. Then if you think about the AAA titles that you can get your hands on Game Pass, you can get about 4 of these as well. They usually come out around the $60 price range. So around 4 of that, you're looking at an extra $240 when it comes down to, basically the value that you're getting. So you're going to be getting $500 worth of games on just a surface level. We're not even digging deep. You know what I mean? We're not even going in and trying to optimize, like, say, compared to other, subscription services. We're not looking at, say, some of even the EA games that you get, say, a trial period to. We're not looking at the potential sales that you can get. We're just looking at the surface level of saying getting yourself a certain number of AA games and getting yourself a certain number of AAA games. Is Game Pass worth it? The answer for many folk is yes. And I think this is where the conclusion finally got drawn from. Some of these folk are like, well, to me, I'm still playing these games and, I'm not in a position where I want to be stuck with a $70 title, especially in today's day and age, where a lot of $70 titles have not necessarily benefited a lot of people. I mean, if we go back and just look at, say, if you're a superhero games fan, like I am, and most of you are on this channel, we'll see that a lot of our superhero games that, have released have been met with a lot of mixed reactions. I like one of the 3 that have come out in the last few years, or I would say 2 of the 4. I like Midnight Suns and I enjoyed Gotham Knights. But by and large, the rest have not necessarily met up with, those standards. Then if you notice, the game that we're mostly hyped about are games like Elden Ring or remakes. In some people's cases, the Final Fantasy VII remakes, or even like Final Fantasy, which even though you want to be excited for Final Fantasy, you're still dealing with the fact that Square Enix is still basically exhausting its exclusivity, arrangements that it did with Sony. So all of these things put together, it just, in my opinion anyways, puts us in a place where I can see how that makes sense for some people. For me, I can subscribe if there's a game that I want to play when those games eventually come around, but I play a limited number of games every year. I'll play like maybe 2-3 games, and then I'll play my regular PvP fighting games or the Division or whatever over and over and over and over again. So for me, if those new games have not arrived yet, it's okay for me to take a pause, take a break, and then if those games show up, I can go back and subscribe, also. So everyone's going to deal with this particular Game Pass price change very differently. And I think that's probably what it is that we're seeing, because in terms of subscriber growth, Game Pass has not necessarily, opened up its full potential. And I think Call of Duty is just, in my opinion, where the doors are going to really swing wide open. And so that's basically what I think that they're looking forward to capitalize on that with the price increases. Even though when you think about it, though, these price increases were not supposed to actually, be taken into account. Remember, they said to the, FTC that this move of them acquiring Activision Blizzard was not going to, result in a price increase or a price hike. But here we are. We've gotten 2 of those already. But by and large, you can also say that price increases have also gone, into effect with the PlayStation, Plus camp as well, and the other subscriptions. And still, those subscription models never even had close to the value of Game Pass when it came to the number of games that they also provided. So I see people making this juxtaposition and making these comparisons. And to them, this seemingly is where they can actually justify their purchase and their subscription of Game Pass. But these are just my thoughts. I wanted to hear what you guys think in the comment section. If you're actually canceling your Game Pass subscription, let me know. If you're taking a break, let me know. If you keep your subscription as well, just let me know why. Because, I'm very curious about seeing how people are dealing with all of this. And I think it's very interesting overall because gamer behaviors, they vary and they're very interesting to take a look at. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate you guys' time and audience. And hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.